Yo, what's up, premium chasers? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be discussing, should you buy and hold stocks or should you be running the wheel strategy on them? So without further ado, let's go over the shoulder on my computer right now and look at the numbers. All right, guys, before we get into it, don't forget you can win a free option strategy call with me personally. We can jump on a one-on-one call, talk all things options. I'll teach you my one-on-one quad option strategy. You can ask questions, we can vibe out and all that fun stuff. Just drop a comment down below and then I will respond to you if you are the winner with a link to book your call. But guys, today we're talking about buy versus hold versus running the wheel strategy. We're going to show some live examples as well. Full disclosure, I didn't hit record. And I shot like a 30-minute video talking about this already. So a lot of the things I'm going to talk about, I'm repeating. So bear with me. All right. So let's get into this. So some of my favorite stocks I like doing the wheel strategy on. I'm just going to use them as examples. And then we're going to jump into the ones where people argue with me about why buy and hold beats selling options every day. And then I'm just going to show you guys examples. I'm going to let you decide, right? You got your own strategy and we're going to talk about it, right? I'm just going to show you the numbers, real numbers. I'm not making numbers. I'm going to show you real numbers. Let's get some coffee because this is literally my second time recording this. Alrighty. So one of my favorites, T Rowe, 5 years ago, right? I'm zoomed out 5 years. What happens? 5 years. Let's say you bought it right at the top, 137. Today, worth 116. Is that a good deal? No. I think we know that. Let's say you bought it at the bottom here 5 years ago, $92. Worth today, 116. Is it worth it? Like, really? To make $20 in 5 years? If you say yes, there's something seriously wrong with you. So, no, it's not. Another one of my favorites, American Airlines, right? 5 years ago, right? It was around $28. Worth today, 16. But what if you bought it at the bottom around like $9? Okay, you almost doubled your money in 5 years. Is that good, doubling your money in 5 years? I mean, not bad. It's pretty nice. But I'm going to show you something. All right, because this is one of the arguments that people give me all of the time. They're like, Pete, what if you're missing out on the Amazons? You're missing out on the Apples. And I go back to them and I'm like, what do you do for work? If you're so good at picking out these absolutely amazing outlier companies that have these insane gains, right? Why are you not doing this full time, sir? Why are you not trading full time if you're able to pick those out? Because you can't. For every Amazon, for every Apple, there's literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of losers. Thousands, right? You have to be in this with a team day in, day out, studying fundamentals, financials, right? Value props of thousands of companies to cherry pick out those winners. And you think you have the time to do that? Right? Because you're a buy and holder, right? You want it easy, you want to buy and hold. Like if you're a buy and holder, right? You don't have time. You have probably a full-time job. You're doing other stuff, right? Like you don't have time. But you have the time to go and research the next Amazon. Please, please stop this. Stop the cap. All right, like stop it. Like stop it. You don't. All right. Listen, my argument to you is, you already know I'm going to say selling options is better. I'm going to prove it to you in a second on Amazon, right? The reason buying hold, like I get exposure to this through major funds, right? So I have a set aside portfolio where I will buy my VU, my VUG, my VTI, my VXUS, and those are my buy and holds. I don't run options there. And that's why I get exposure to these big tech companies and the whole world markets, right? Like, and that's my buy and hold, and I don't touch it, and I don't do anything with it. I just lock in gains there, and that's it. I don't touch it, right? I am not in the game. That's one thing you're gonna learn about. I am not in the game of falling in love with stocks. I did for a long time. And then I realized this shit. I realized this strategy does not work. But you think you could go out there, buy and hold a stock because some guy on YouTube told you buy and hold or whatever it might be. It's a losing strategy. I have in my portfolio so many of these losers that I've been holding on to literally for like 15 years because, oh, I thought they'd come back, right? Like it doesn't work. Okay, occasionally you'll stumble across your Amazon, your Tesla, your this or that, but I'm going to show you in a minute where you don't have to FOMO. You don't have to FOMO. You can still win and lock in real gains. Listen, most of you talking that argue with me with the buy and hold, you ain't make no money yet because you're just holding. You don't make money until you sell. Okay? Sorry to be like super passionate about this, but like stop saying you got all these gains, all these gains. You don't got gains until you sell the stock. You show me the money. Like, dude, like, show me the money because you don't have anything until you sell the stock. You have nothing. Amazon can crash. Look at Amazon crashing here, right? It literally went in 2021 from 183 down to $84. Like, this is why selling options is, and I'm going to show you the numbers here in a second, guys. All right, I'm going to show you the numbers here in a second. Okay. So let's look at Amazon. Past 5 years, 133% return. Okay, 133% return. Let's go trade Amazon options. A lot of these things I already have filled out, guys. So bear with me because I literally shot this video and I'm redoing it again. But I'm actually more passionate about this now. I got a feeling right now because it's crazy. Like it's wild, man. Like I love this stuff. Tune in daily for this sort of enthusiasm. So I'm gonna go just do an expiration date of 32 days. I'm clicking sell put. That's calling a cash secured put. That means I'm deciding at what price I'm willing to buy Amazon on March 7th if it gets to that point. I'm just going to select this 230. And yes, I'm doing this because I already did this. All right. So I'm going to select 230. And Amazon's having a run up right now. It's a 0.35 delta, which means there's about a 35% chance of this happening. Usually for these growth stocks, I like to do this. I like to do this. And you'll see as you watch more of my content why, right? Because the volatility is wild on them. I'm in and out of them faster. You're gonna see all this. All right. Let me just get through it. All right. So let's just look at our cash you could put. We'll open this up. We are collecting $690 on 230. So we're going to go to our super simple man's cash secured put calculator here. Ignore this right now. And then I'm going to put my 690 here, right? You can see it. My collateral is 23,000 because I'm, 230 times 100, right? Every options contract is 100. I'm assuming you know that. That's $23,000. So that's my collateral. And boom, hit the nail on the head. Exactly, collecting 3% in 32 days. So that's a 3% return annualized. That's a 34% return. Fantastic, right? That's a great. It hit the nail right on the head, right? Hit the nail right on the head. So 3% return on this trade. Okay. Now, if you do this every single month, right? Like if we do, let's get our calculator out, right? And like there's 60 months in 5 years, and we times that by 60 months times. Hold on a second. Let me go back to Amazon here. Go back. Was it past five? Past five. It was 133%. So what do we got? 60 times 3. So that gives me about 180 percent return over 5 years versus 133%, and that's just on this cash secured put play. Let's keep showing you guys because I want to set like reasonable expectation for you. Obviously, all of these trades have risks. You know that. We're going to cover what those risks are. So we're going to go back to our put. We added that in. Oh, look at this, juicier. It's at 705 now. Markets about they're going to pump. This is going to be a hell of a week. This is going to be a bloodbath this week. Actually, sorry, I was on the buy call. But it is going to be a bloodbath this week. So we're going on to our sell call out 30 days. And then let's say we got our 230. Let's say we did get assigned 230 and we want to sell a call to sell our shares. Listen, I'm in the game of selling stocks. Listen, you miss out. You're going to see how much you miss out on by like only chasing these 0.10 deltas like a lot of guys do. And you're just premium chasers. Trust me, we're premium chasers here. Like I call you guys the premium chasers. We're premium chasers. Of course we are. But we also want to collect appreciation sale, right? That is a huge bulk of the money, right? So let's say 250s. A month later, we're totally down to sell Amazon for $250 that we bought at 230, and that's a 0.35 delta, which is fine. We'll go to our covered call premium calculator. Our premium is 590. Our strike of option, right, is 250, and then we are collecting $590. That's the 590 times 100. And then we will put our purchase, which is 230. Oh, and guys, if you want all these calculators, I have 3 that I share here. Our cash secured put calculator, our simple man's covered call calculator, and our live premium tracker calculator. All of them are inside of our Facebook group that I just started up. Feel free, you can go. It's in the link will be in the description. Vibe out, it's free. Post your questions. You could, if you got collected some premiums from some of this stuff, like awesome, want to hear about it. You can, join our group. It's sort of fun. And while you're down there, don't forget to drop a comment for a free option strategy call with me. Nothing to pitch you, nothing like that. Just teaching you the strategy. So Here's our covered call number. So again, look, if we look at our premium return, that's a 2.57. Okay, that's less, right? Obviously, because now we're selling it at a higher strike, right? We're going a little bit higher up because right, Amazon's only trading at 233 right now. So we are going to have a little bit of a less of a premium return that I like to look at it that way. But we're still collecting that $590 cash up front, and then the profit on the shares if 30 days comes around and we sell our Amazon shares, we're collecting an extra $2,000, right? That's 230, right? From 250, that's $20 difference times 100, right? Because you're selling 100, every option's 100 shares, right? I hope you know that. We're collecting extra 2,000 for a total profit of $2,590. Right? That's fantastic. If that's right now, a lot of times, right, your covered call will expire worthless. So we just sell calls again on Amazon, keep collecting those premiums, right? Rinsing and repeating the process, right? And now if we go to our cash secured put side, this is where I manage a lot more. My covered calls, I want to sell. Like I want to listen, guys. On covered calls, I want to sell. I want to sell because look at this. I'm missing out on two grand right here, right now. Of course, premium is fine, but usually I manage my covered calls a lot less than I manage my cash secured puts. I manage my cash secured puts a lot more and close those out faster because I want to free up my collateral to then run the cash secured put play on other ones. You see what I'm saying? Unless I really want to get assigned, but whatever. So let's look at a management example. So let's say Amazon, this week, next week, right? 2 weeks, let's just say, just has a massive run up. It just runs. It's like 250 already. Some great news came out about it. Well, what happens with your option is it slowly becomes less valuable, right? Because at the end of the day, selling options is just like selling insurance for people, right? So there's less people essentially want this option because they're like, well, no, dude, it's not going to get down to 230. We're already at 250. We're pushing 260, right? That option starts becoming less valuable. So the market might say to you, hey, Pete, give us $90 back, right? Give us $90 back for that contract, and you can keep your $600. And this is where we jump in here. All right. So we're like, okay, does it make sense? Let's see. Okay. So I'm giving $90 back. I keep my premium $600 here. My collateral gets freed up perfect, so I can go run this play somewhere else. My return now is 2.61% in a 30-day period. Okay, that's less than my three. Is it worth it? Well, don't forget, set your expiration here, right? Let's say this happened in 14 days. This is where I like to look. My annual return now of 68%. Now, of course, you're not going to run this play every single 2 weeks. That doesn't happen. It's not realistic. But this return, you can essentially times it by two because it's in 14 days. So it's about 5% return if you ran it twice in a month, right? A little over 5% in a single month, right? So I like to manage it because then again, I get to free up that collateral and I collect that premium. So, like for example, with the covered call, let's say this thing worked out the best possible scenario, right? Let's say this worked out the best possible scenario, right? Your cash secured put, right? It gets to the date, it's at 230, you bought it, right? You then can run your covered call, collect your premium, right? And then let's say your covered call actually gets sold as well. Your total profit be 2590 plus your 690, right? From your cash secured put side, you would have collected $3,280 for that trade. Now that's not going to happen all the time, guys. That's not realistic. That's not how the wheel works, right? There's multiple wheels. I have a video on the channel. There's multiple wheels within the wheel that are happening. Market's open. Ding, ding, ding. So 690, right? Plus our 2590 is 30, 280. Market's open. Now I'm like all distracted. So let's close that out. But most of the time I'm managing, right? And I'm collecting, and then I'm still collecting a great return. So let's just use a basic example, right? Like again, I said 3%, right? 3%. That will get us at 180, but you're probably getting higher, probably going 4 or 5% on these really growth stocks when you compare this, right? Let's see what Amazon's doing since open. Come on. Whatever. We're not going to get sidetracked here, guys. We're not going to get sidetracked here. Let's go over our 5-year, right? 133% versus 180% on the lower end, right? Because again, if you're managing a bit more, it doesn't take like a ton of management. Selling options is a much easier way than like risky stuff where you can actually lose your money with buying options. Like you don't really lose with selling option. The only things you lose is if you like sell your call, sell the company shares at a price lower than what you bought them for. Like, which again, if you're following the calculators and stuff, it won't let you mess up. Guys, that's it for today's video. I think we have an understanding now. Buy and hold for the most part does not beat selling options. Does not. I don't literally care what you say, right? Like, I literally don't care. I get your exposure to all these great companies through my funds. I would love to hear your thoughts about this as well. That'll get you entered into win a free option strategy call. Guys, if you like this sort of stuff, right? You wanna talk about this stuff every single day. That's what I'm here for. Don't forget, sell options, collect premiums, repeat, guys. I will see you tomorrow.